Hey guys, it's Nikki here with Rockin' A Designs. Today I'm going to show you how to apply a water slide to your tumbler. I actually have 5 images that I will be applying to this cup. Okay, so first thing you're going to want to do is put your image down in the water. As you can see, the edges were trying to curl up on me, so I just took my fingers and held it down. This was actually my very first time ever to apply water slides, so it was a learning process for me. I would pick it up out of the water and just kind of move it around a little bit to see if the image was trying to separate from the backing. And I would just submerge it and just let it sit a little longer. So when you feel like your image is about ready to apply to the cup, just take a little bit of water on your fingers and rub around the area on your cup that you're going to apply your image at. This just helps to move the image around a little more freely until you get it exactly where you want it. Okay, so at this point I do feel like my image is ready to go on my cup. I did speed this up for you guys a little bit just because it did take me a while. Like I said earlier, this was my first time applying a water slide. So my concerns were tearing the water slide. I definitely was worried that if I pulled too hard, I would tear it. So you definitely don't want that to happen. And this was just kind of like a trial and error type thing. You just kind of got to get the feel for it. Also right here, I wasn't sure if I could just slide the white backing off from the water slide, because if it got a wrinkle, I wasn't sure if I would be able to work that wrinkle out. So I was trying to just work the wrinkles out as I pulled it off. But it turns out, as you'll be able to see later in the video, you are able to just slide it right off, because with that water being underneath the water slide, you have that wiggle room to be able to move it around and get those wrinkles out. Okay, so once you get it where you want it on your cup, you just start smoothing your image out. You try to get all that water out from underneath it. And the more you do it, the more you'll be able to feel that your image won't be able to move around. And you just want to make sure it's smooth all over, so that way whenever you go to apply your epoxy, the image won't lift up off the cup. Okay, so I finally feel like I have all the water worked out from underneath the water slide and that all my edges are smooth. So I am ready to move on to my second one. We're pretty much just going to do the same thing. You're going to pick your spot on your cup, then you're going to take your image and put it in your bowl of water, and you just want to let it sit. I was still trying to get a feel for just the whole process, so I tried really hard not to take it out of the water as much as I did the first go around. So I ended up cutting out part of the video just so you didn't have to sit through that whole process. I did mess with it a little bit. I wanted to pull it out, and like you can see right here, there's very little movement at all. So I ended up putting it back in the bowl and letting it sit a little longer. And this time it really didn't take that long. But like I said, I didn't want y'all to have to sit through that more than once, because you get the idea. So right here, it's ready to go. There's one little corner that keeps trying to catch. So I just kept moving it around a little bit with my fingers until finally it decided to break loose. So remember earlier, I told you I was concerned about, working the wrinkles out as I pulled the backing out. Well, the image is a circle, so obviously you can't do that. So I just pulled it right on out, and then I start working out the water and all the wrinkles. And you just keep doing that just like you did the first time. until you get all of the water out from underneath it and make sure everything's real smooth. And then you can call that done and move on to the next one. Okay, I'm ready to put on my third water slide. I will say I was feeling a lot more comfortable at this point, so I just knew where I wanted to put my third one at, and I just slid it right off and started working off all of that excess water and smoothing out the image until it wouldn't move around no more on the cup. And then I moved on to um, my other two. Alright, y'all, I went ahead and applied those last two water slides. They both went on real smooth. I didn't have any problems at all. I'll probably let this dry overnight before putting my first coat of epoxy over it. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. I think it's so pretty. There was a lot of first with this one cup in particular. It was my first time ever doing the crackle method, first time ever applying water slides, and shockingly, everything went smooth, which never happens. And if you're a part of the tumbler making world, then you understand completely what I'm saying. Usually, nothing ever goes smooth the first go around when you're learning a new method. So, I'm very pleased with how this turned out. I really hope that y'all found this video helpful. And if you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that bell notification if you want to be notified whenever I post new videos. Thanks, guys.